Hello, this is fourth grade worksheet and we'll go over these questions. So the first section is you just adding fractions. It says unlike fraction, but literally just means that your denominators are not the same. So what you have to do is, first of all, you have to find out what is the common denominator of both of these two, and then you can add it. So for example, for number 1, so you have base of 8 and you have base of 4. If you multiply 4 by 2, you know that you'll get 8, which then makes both of fractions have the same denominator. So if your denominator is the same, then even if your numerators are not the same, you can still add, subtract, or you can add or subtract. So if you add these two, you get 8 over 8, which is technically equal to 1. Okay, number 2. So 3 over 6. And again, if you multiply the second fraction by 2, then you get 2 over 6, which is equal to 5 over 6. And the 5 over 6 is going to be your answer. Okay. Number 7, unlike from other two questions, you have to multiply the second fraction by 3, not 2. So it'll be 6 over 9 is equal to, oh, it's pretty nice handwriting. Okay, if you add these two, this will be equal to 9 over 9, which is again equal to 1. Okay. Okay, let's do one that you don't have a common factor. So, number 11. So if you multiply anything by some number, you can't have 6. Technically, you can if you multiply the denominator by a fraction, but in that case, if you do it like that, then the answer is going to be pretty weird. So what we're going to do is, if you don't have any common factors, then you have to multiply these two together, these two. So 5 times 6 is 30. And whatever you do it, you have to also apply to the top. So it'll be 12 plus 30 plus 5, which is equal to 17 over 30. And what's cool about this is that if you can simplify it, then your answer cannot be simplified too. This is 17. Okay. Same as 15. If you don't have common factor, you just multiply these two, and you multiply it like this too. And the reason being is that if you make the first equation 56, you multiply by 8. So if you multiply by 8, then what you have to do is you also have to apply to your numerator. And this is why you have to multiply 8 to the 2, and we call this a cross multiply. And the second equation is going to be 7, which then if you add it, it'll be 23 over 56. Okay, 18, same thing, it'll be 63 plus 63 over 7, which is going to be 70 over 63. Or what you can do is that, you know that 7 over 7 is 1, right? Then what you can do is 1 is also equal to 9 over 9. So then 9 over 9 plus 1 over 9 is going to be equal to 10 over 9. And if you simplify this, then there'll be 10 over 9, same thing. Okay. The quotient should be pretty easy. And if you know your multiplication chart, then you should be able to just do it in your head. This will be 108. The reason being is that if you divide by 8, and what you do is that you're literally just doing this inside your head. But if you know your multiplication chart, then it'll be much easier because so if you do it like this, 6 comes down, and 8 and 6 cannot be divided, and the 64 comes down, you know that 8 times 8 is 64, so this is 108. And same thing, 1, 0, and 9 times 8 is 72, will be 108 again. And 77 and 11, this is clearly, you can see that this is 7. And 12, always I tell my students to just cancel the zeros, which is 26. And 13 is gonna be 1, 2, 1, because this is 1, this is 2, and this is 1. Okay, let's do some word problems. Number 1. James had 12 marbles. He lost 3 of them. What fraction of the marbles was left? Express your answer in the simplest form. So 12. So fraction can be written as part over whole. Part goes up, part goes top, and then whole goes on the bottom. So then he lost 3 of them, which means that since you have total of 12 marbles, which is going to be your whole, it's going to be something over 12. But he lost 3 of them, so he's going to be left with only 9 marbles. And then if you simplify it, this will equal to 3 over 4. And 3 over 4 is going to be your answer. Okay. Let's do number 2. So Jamie won 18 stuffed toy at a fair. She gave 6 stuffed toys to charity. What fraction of the stuffed toy was left? Express your answer in the simplest form. Okay, this int means integer, but I don't think they meant that. So Jamie won 18 stuffed toys. So 18 is gonna be a whole. Remember, it's gonna be part over whole. Whole, I meant. Then she gave 6 stuffed toys to charity, right? And then the question is asking what fraction of the stuffed toy was left. So it's asking you how many toys does Jamie have. Well, it's gonna be 12, right? Because if you subtract 18 minus 6, then this will be 12. And if you simplify it, it will be 2 over 3. So 2 over 3 is gonna be your answer.